Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Mars Needs Movies. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I'm the other one of your hosts, Honey B.
This is a spinoff of our other podcast, Monster Movie Fun Time Go. So if you're just discovering us, not already familiar with us, go check out that. You can find links to all the stuff at mmftg.com. That show is a kaiju show. This show is about movies that involve alien invasions, incursions, infiltrations, and visitations. Basically, if an alien comes to Earth, we're going to talk about it. Not stuff out in outer space, not stuff on Mars, stuff where aliens come to Earth. Honeybee, do you want to explain how this came about, or should I do it?
I think you should do it.
Okay.
You're better at explaining than I am.
Well, like I said, our other show's a kaiju show, and the question came up, are the tripods from War of the Worlds kaiju? And I said, no, they're mecha. But you could do an entire podcast about movies like that. About War of the Worlds type things and other alien visitations and such. Your body snatchers, your puppet masters, your Wars of the Worldses, and your Mars Needs Women's. So, first, every October we do a marathon where we put out a movie every day for 31 Days of Horror, and I decided the theme this past year would be Mars Needs Movies, and if that went well, then we would spin it off into its own show, and here we are. And we're starting off with a real doozy, ladies and gentlemen. Today's movie is Plan 9 from Outer Space. It is, of course, notoriously, famously written and directed by Edward D. Wood Jr. It is from 1957, 80 minutes in English, originally in black and white. There's colorized versions floating around there. The budget was $60,000. I don't know what the box office was, but it has, over the years, become a sort of what you'd call a cult classic. So who knows how much money it's made over time. Honeybee, what are your initial thoughts on Plan 9 from Outer Space?
Well, I had never heard of this movie before, so I'll just start there. So I had literally no idea going in, and I loved that I was completely blind because I was like, is it it's just the movie, like there's so many points in the movie I'm like, okay, is it a zombie movie? Is it a vampire movie? Is it an alien movie? Like, it's just like so many things. I think this is the perfect Halloween movie. When October hits and everyone's like, for the rest of the month, I'm only going to watch Halloween movie. Like, this is definitely one of those. You got to watch this one. This is a classic. I love the terror in this movie. Like, I felt like some of the scary, parts of this movie are just so good, especially for the time. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, but it was a lot. There's a lot going on in this movie. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
So you haven't seen the movie Ed Wood then?
No.
Okay. I would recommend that. It's a Tim Burton movie that I actually like. It stars Johnny Depp as Ed Wood, and Martin Landau plays Bela Lugosi, and it's set during this period when they make this movie during that movie.
Oh, cool.
So this was the last thing Bela Lugosi was in. Ed Wood made friends with Bela Lugosi late in Bela's life, and he put him in a couple of things, and they had filmed some footage for something else when Bela died. So he repurposed it for this movie, and then had his girlfriend, his wife's, somebody he knew, their chiropractor. I've heard it, dentist and chiropractor. Not the vampire. He's not a vampire, but he's dressed like one. The reason he's got his cape in front of his face most of the time is because it's not Bela Lugosi, it's this other guy who's about a foot taller than Bela Lugosi. But he does kind of look like him in the eyes, I guess. So I don't know if you caught that at all, that it was a totally different guy.
No.
Okay, so it worked for you. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, and I'm not sure if this, that whole idea of like the Dracula sneeze and the idea that Dracula holds his cape up in front of his face, that might just come from this. I'm not sure if Bela actually did that in any of his movies. I'm not sure. I don't know where you'd find that out. So let's look at our cast here quickly. We have Gregory Walcott as Jeff Trent, Mona McKinnon as Paula Trent, Duke Moore as Lieutenant John Harper, Tom Keene as Colonel Tom Edwards, Carl Anthony as Patrolman Larry, Paul Marco as Patrolman Kelton, Tor Johnson as Inspector Daniel Clay, Dudley Manlove, let's say that again, everyone, Dudley Manlove as Eros, Joanne Lee as Tana, John Breckenridge as the Ruler, Lyle Talbot as General Roberts, David Demering as Danny, Norma McCarty as Edie the Stewardess, Bill Ash as Captain, Lynn Lemon as Minister at Clay's funeral, Ben Fromer and Gloria D as the mourners, Conrad Brooks as Patrolman Jamie, Mila Nurmi, a.k.a. Vampira, as Vampire Girl, Bela Lugosi as the Old Man / Ghoul Man, and Tom Mason as Old Man / Ghoul Man. They list him as his body double, Lugosi's fake Shemp, which is a term from Sam Raimi movies. Criswell as himself / narrator, Carl Johnson as Farmer Calder, Ed Wood as man holding newspaper, J. Edward Reynolds as Gravedigger. Oh, he was also an executive producer. And Hugh Thomas Jr. as Gravedigger, who was an associate producer. That's how he got them to contribute money, I think, to the movie. I'll put you in it. So there we go. This movie is widely regarded as one of the worst movies ever made. Some people call it the worst. But anyone who thinks that this is the worst movie ever made has not seen Manos, The Hands of Fate. Because that's the worst thing I've ever seen. Honeybee, I cheated a little. I watched it with the riff tracks. The riff tracks live. I've seen this before a couple of times, and I've seen it riffed a few times as well. There's both a regular riff track and a riff track live of it. I'm not sure if Mystery Science Theater ever did it. They certainly should have. Let's get into the plot. Wow, this is a long plot here on Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. Mourners gather around an old man, Lugosi, at his wife's grave as an airliner overhead flies towards Burbank, California. Pilot Jeff Trent. Oh, it starts with Criswell. Criswell predicts. Apparently, this was a thing he had. He had some kind of show. He was a psychic, a fake psychic. They're all fake. But he had a show, Criswell predicts, but we don't have any surviving footage of it, so we don't know how close it is to this framing sequence. But he talks about the future in which we will all live for the rest of our lives. And he's implying that he's telling us this story of the future that he has foreseen. I don't know. But he's
like, we care so much about the future because we will be living in it.
So he narrates throughout, and they do come back to him at the end. They open the book and then they close the book, which I did appreciate. Let's see. The pilots, they see a flying saucer land in the cemetery near Jeff's house, where two gravediggers are killed by a ghoul, who is the reanimated wife of the old man, who is Vampira. Had you ever heard of her?
No.
She was some kind of a TV personality. I think she was like Elvira before Elvira. In fact, I think she tried to.
Oh, okay.
I think she tried to sue Elvira for stealing her bit. But the thing is, Elvira. Well, she doesn't do. Yes, her show was called The Vampira Show. She She cinches up her waist very, very tight, and Elvira doesn't.
It is like waist wear, girl.
Yeah. And Elvira does not do that. But I'm not sure if this is the argument she actually made, but she was like, it's a black dress and a black wig. I also look like Morticia Adams, but she's not in here suing me, so, what do you want? What do you want from me? So
fair argument.
But I think Elvira was ripping her off, but also and also Morticia Adams, but not in a way that you can obviously successfully sue for. So
maybe she was just inspired.
There you go.
Inspired by.
Yeah. But you just, you can't. Hey, I wear a jean jacket. You can't wear a jean jacket. There's certain things you just can't trademark.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, they see a flying saucer. Lost in grief, the old man is struck and killed by a car in front of his home. Mourners at his funeral discover the gravedigger's corpses. When Inspector Daniel Clay and his police officers arrive, Clay goes alone into the cemetery to investigate. But don't worry, he's got a flashlight. Jeff tells his wife Paula, the old man's granddaughter, I'm not sure I caught that, about his flying saucer encounter, saying that the Army had sworn him to secrecy. So, of course, he immediately tells somebody.
I know, it's so funny. He's like, it was a secret. I'm not supposed to tell anyone. I'm telling you now, but that doesn't count. I'm just trying to tell you because the audience needs to know what's happening.
At his court-martial, he's like, you mean wives, too? Wives don't count. You can you don't tell your wife everything? Come on. How many national secrets have you told your wife? Come on. Raise your hand, everybody. Anyway, another saucer lands and a powerful swooshing noise knocks the Trents and the police officers in the cemetery to the ground. Inspector Clay is murdered by the ghoul and her husband's now reanimated corpse. Lieutenant Harper says, but one thing's sure, Inspector Clay is dead, murdered, and somebody is responsible. Newspaper headlines report flying saucer sightings over Hollywood Boulevard, and 3 of them fly across Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. The military fires missiles at several saucers. Chief of Saucer Operations, Thomas Edwards, says the government has been covering up saucer attacks. Now, Ed's been accused of just using like pie plates or hubcaps, but I believe they did actually use a flying saucer model that was readily available at the time. He took the time to buy and assemble flying saucer models. So credit where credit's due. I just say that because Edwards, he's infamous for being a terrible director, and when he puts in the effort, he should get the credit for it. The aliens return to their space station 7, and Commander Eros tells the alien ruler that he has been unsuccessful in contacting Earth's governments. Eros recommends Plan 9, the resurrection of recently deceased humans. Concerned about Paula's safety, Jeff urges her to stay with her mother while he's at work, but she refuses. That night, the undead old man breaks into their house and chases Paula outside, where the female ghoul and Inspector Clay join him.
And the face that the undead man makes, and pretty much the vampire girl, it's just so funny. It's definitely scary, and I feel like for the time, watching this for the first time in the 50s, I bet this was so freaking creepy. But I cannot take it seriously. I cannot help but laugh every time I see this fucking man on screen.
Which one? The inspector or
No, the guy with the face, the undead man.
Yeah, that's Inspector Clay, the big guy. You mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Tor Johnson. He's
so
in a
funny.
number. He's in a number of Ed Wood movies. So let's see. Paula escapes, collapsing in the woods, while the 3 ghouls return to Eros in the saucer. At the Pentagon, General Roberts tells Edwards that aliens have been telling the government that they are trying to prevent humanity from destroying the universe. Roberts sends Edwards to San Fernando, where most of the alien activity has occurred. The zombified Inspector Clay goes berserk and attacks Eros, nearly killing him. The ruler approves Eros' Plan 9 to raise armies of the dead to march on Earth's capitals, but he just saw that they're a little somehow their little ray gun controls him, and the woman's in there with the ray gun, and it jams. He's like, quick, shoot him with your thingy. And she's like, my thingy's jammed. Oh, no. And they just barely get it working in time. I dropped it on the floor, and now it's fixed.
Gosh. Something else about this movie, like, that I just thought of in this moment, thinking about her with this fucking jammed ray gun, is the sets are so horrible. When they're in the cemetery, and in this scene specifically, they're like, in the cemetery, some of the headstones fall over and like shake at certain points, which is just hilarious. But in this scene, when she's trying to fix the gun and she's slamming it around, another set piece falls over. And I was just like, wow, this is so bad. This is so cheap.
Edwards and the police interview the Trents, unaware that the flying saucer has returned to the cemetery. Officer Kelton encounters the old man, who chases him into the Trent's backyard. Eros' long-distance ray strikes the old man, reducing him to a skeleton. I don't know why they did this. Edwards, the Trents, and the police drive to the cemetery. Isn't this what they wanted? Didn't they want the undead to attack everybody? I don't know why they got rid of... It didn't make any sense, but, you know.
The whole movie kind of doesn't make any sense.
Edward had a skeleton, and he wanted to show it. It doesn't make, the whole movie doesn't make sense.
And it just kind of gets boring, like, towards the end. Like, in the beginning, it's kind of exciting, and it's like, okay. But then it just kind of gets a little boring. Yeah.
Harper insists on leaving Paula in the car. Kelton stays with her. Eros and Tana, his fellow female alien, send Clay to kidnap Paula and lure the other 3 humans to the saucer. Seeing its glow, Jeff and the police approach it. Clay knocks Kelton unconscious and carries Paula into the woods. Eros lets Jeff, because, you know, you need a monster carrying a lady in these movies. You can't go wrong with that. Eros lets Jeff and the police enter the saucer with pistols drawn. He tells them that human weapons development will lead to the discovery of the solaronite bomb. Jesus, a substance that explodes sunlight particles. Such an explosion would set off an uncontrollable chain reaction, destroying the universe. Only he explains it much worse than that. It's so stupid. Eros believes that humans are immature and stupid. Stupid! You stupid humans with your stupid thinking brains. He just throws a little fit at one point and calls them stupid. He intends to destroy humanity, threatening to kill Paula if Jeff and the police try to stop him. Kelton and Larry arrive and see Clay near the saucer carrying the unconscious Paula. They sneak up behind Clay and knock him out with a club. Eros says that Clay's controlling ray has been shut off, which released Paula. He and Jeff have a fist fight inside the ship, and the saucer's equipment is damaged and catches fire. The humans escape, and Tana and Eros take off. The fire consumes the saucer, which explodes, and the 2 remaining zombies decompose into skeletons. I thought the saucer on fire actually looked pretty good.
All right.
You didn't like it? I thought it looked, all things considered.
I guess all things considered, it was fine. I thought the saucer just was kind of looked like shit every single time I saw it. I was annoyed, but...
So there you go, folks. That is the plot for Plan 9 from Outer Space. I recently backed a Kickstarter for a comic book called Plan 79 from Outer Space. The same company had previously published Plan 59. You will notice that they skipped Plan 69.
Ayo.
Maybe someone else has already done that, and it's exactly what you think it is. I don't know. There's also been a remake of this that is not really any better and doesn't really try to be any better.
Damn it.
And there wasn't a previous comic book years and years ago, I think, that was a sequel. That was like 30 years later.
I feel like this is one of those films where it's just so bad that it has probably somewhere out there some like cult following of weirdos that just thinks it's the greatest movie ever, you know? Like, it definitely gives those vibes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it is a cult classic. It has been riffed more than once. There was something on Prime or Tubi that was called Plan 9 Remixed, or Plan 9 the Remix, where somebody, I don't know, I just watched a few moments of it, like a trailer of it. I think they've gone in and added some music and stuff and done some editing. I'm not sure why. I don't know if they were just trying to make it better or just put their own spin on it or what. But yeah, it's I don't know, in its own weird way, it's kind of an important movie. Ed Wood is certainly an interesting guy. He had great ambitions, but not great talent. But he wrote, he directed, he acted, he went out there and he did it. And he is famous, so in a way he succeeded. People watch his movies. Every day somebody's watching one of his movies probably, so good for him. Yeah, I definitely recommend watching the movie Ed Wood. It's one of Tim Burton's better films. And Martin Landau got an Academy Award for it. So there you go. For playing Bela. All right. Anything else you want to mention?
How many flying saucers are you going to give it?
Yeah, let's that's hard to say, because normally like 2 flying saucers would mean I didn't like it, and it's hard to say I didn't like it.
Right,
but
yeah.
It's by no means a good movie.
Yeah, same. I feel the same. It's like, it's not a good movie, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I had fun watching it. It was a blast to watch it, and every time something new is introduced or something else happens, you're just like, what? Like, how outrageous is this gonna get? And so for that, I really liked it, but I don't think it's a good movie.
Yeah. So I think, bearing that in mind, I think I'll give it 3 stars.
Yeah, same.
So there you go, folks.
Same. And I will say my favorite line in the whole movie was, he was murdered and someone's responsible.
Yeah. That's how murder works.
That was the best. That was the best line in the whole movie.
Okay, so folks, what we're going to do for now is next week I will replay one of the episodes from our other show, one of our 31 Days of Horror episodes, because they are part of the Mars Needs movie things. So we're going to alternate a new episode and a rerun of one of those episodes until we run out of those. Then, just depending on how it's going, we'll do it every other week, or maybe we'll do it every week, or we'll just do as our schedule allows. We'll see what happens. No promises. So next week we'll replay our Mars Needs Women episode, where my brother Pretentious D was the guest host.
Did you say Pretentious
on our
D?
kaiju?
That's hilarious.
Yes. Delano decided he should go as Pretentious D.
Hell yeah.
So on our other show, we go chronologically through the history of kaiju movies. This one's going to be a little more loosey-goosey, because we've already mixed it all up during our 31 Days of Horror. So it won't be chronological. We're going to jump around as things catch my fancy. It's going to be kind of random. But there's way more of these kind of movies than you might think. If you like what we're doing, like and subscribe, rate and review, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Until next time, I have been Precious D.
You have been what now?
I've been Precious D.
And I've been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep watching the skies.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next week on Mars Needs Movies.